Hello, Splendid Snowgo here, this time with a kind of preview. It was shown to me on my Facebook group that DC Collectibles have a new line of figures coming in, and these figures do look actually really cool. Basically, if DC Collectibles can actually resolve their quality control issues and actually maybe even use that different plastic, which I know it's just going to be a bit kind of like hypocritical, because I did, like in a couple of years back, not badmouth them, just kind of try and encourage them to use a different product when making their figures. And now I'm kind of talking about how they've got all these new figures coming out and they do look pretty damn cool. I am pretty excited for a lot of the Arrow figures coming out, although I don't know if I'm going to get them, because I just kind of feel like I want to make my own Arrow figures, and that's what I think I'm going to do. I think it's because actually Arrow, the Green Arrow, is the biggest letdown so far of the figures that I've seen, that I'm not sure I'm going to go for the rest of them. Because I feel like if you can't get the main figure right, then what's really the point? Now, in regards to these new ones, there's quite a few coming out. I've got a bit of description which I can personally saw on TNI News or toynewseye.com. And I'm going to leave a link in the description for these figures, because they are very cool. Basically, it's DC Collectibles announcing a classic DC icon line in the 6-inch scale. These things look like, just from these pictures that they've released, these things look like they could maybe be the best figures made. They look almost straight from the comic book. They look perfect. The joints, everything just looks really good in them. And I can't remember a figure that has actually done something so well. I mean, Hasbro's done pretty well with its Marvel Legends line. A lot of the later ones are definitely better than like the earlier ones, but these things just look crazy good. So here's some pictures which I've taken from TNI News, and is showing here of the figures that will be available. Now it's saying that Wave 1 is going to be available in the end of 2015, so November, December it's saying. And Wave 1 consists of Batman, of course, and it's saying pre-New 52 iteration, and it comes with Batarang and Grapple Gun, and it looks like maybe some additional hands as well. Then available also is Green Arrow, the version from the writer Mike Grell's The Longbow Hunter series, with the bow and arrow. Now if you look from the picture, you can actually see that there is two different bows with this figure. I really hope they stick to that, because then you've got like a classic traditional bow, and then you've also got the compound bow, so I think that's a really cool addition. I'm looking at those arrows that look like it come with it. They actually look identical, I think. I could be mistaken, but they look very similar to the arrows that come with the Oliver Queen figure we have with the Arrow 2-pack. Also in Wave 1, you get the Flash. It says here, the Barry Allen from 1980s Crisis on Infinite Earths with the Speed Force treadmill. That's pretty cool. Now I like how he's got his flat open hands so he can do the running poses, which is pretty much where you're going to do your Flash, but I kind of also wish he came with some fist hands as well. That would be awesome if they could do that. And the next one available to see is Black Adam. I think it's interesting that they're doing Black Adam, and it says here this is the new version who comes with his lightning hands. This one definitely looks like an incarnation from the New 52 line, so it's a bit interesting how they're kind of mix and matching from New 52 and then Classic. And then you've got Deadman. Now Deadman, to those of you who may not be familiar with him, is a ghost character who basically no one can actually see. But it does say that he comes with an interchangeable hands and a ghost aura that fits on most figure heads. That would be very cool. Unfortunately, the picture doesn't depict this. It just literally shows him maybe with the two different hands. Maybe he'll have like two fist hands and then two open hands, because he does have like two different hands in the picture. But it does look really menacing. Very cool. One thing to me I think maybe a bit off of this figure of Deadman is he does look a bit too buff. Whenever I think of Deadman, I kind of always picture him to be a bit more scrawny than that. I don't know why. I mean, he was a Daredevil, I think a Daredevil acrobat if I remember rightly, in the comics. I don't know. And then the last figure from Wave 1 is Mr. Miracle, the latest incarnation who comes with Miracle Discs and Mother Box. Now this guy is ridiculously metallic. There's a lot going on with his costume. To be honest, I haven't really been keeping up to date with the latest of Mr. Miracle, so I thought it was him, but I generally didn't know until I read the description. But still, it does look very, very cool. Now, before I continue on to the next wave, something I want to point out on all of these figures is how well they're sculpted. If you just look at how well Batman's, like, the muscle definition is sculpted really well. There's like ripples in his costumes, you can see some veins coming through, and then how the body forms and holds itself pretty well. It just looks really, really good. The cape looks like it fits well, the head looks good for the size of the body, it's not too big, it's not too small. Everything just looks really, really good on these figures, and I'm actually really excited for these. I just hope DC Collectibles has actually finally resolved their quality control issue. Okay, so it then says Wave 2 is going to be released in December. I don't know how accurate that's going to be. But here we have probably 3 figures I'm most looking forward to in this so far. We get the Blue Beetle, which is Jaime Reyes. We get the Blue Beetle, the Jaime Reyes version, which is the body armor, not the actual classic costume which you probably expect. And this one says it does come with an arm cannon and removable wings. Unfortunately, the picture doesn't show the arm cannon, but I can see there's like a line there where it does look like his arm might be removable. So that would be pretty cool. And again, the sculpt on this thing looks phenomenal. Those wings, they look fragile, but they look very, very cool. So I'm really stoked for that. And I've noticed one thing from these pictures, all these figures have double joints in the elbows and knees, which is so cool. Something which has been needed in other figures besides Marvel Legends for a long time. Irony of it is Marvel Legends seems to be going away from his double elbows because it likes doing the cheap out for the swivel. Having said that, I just watched a review for Phil Coulson and he does have the double, so can't wait to get my hands on one of them. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting rambling again. Continuing with this wave, we have also in wave 2 is a Lex Luthor, the Justice League member with clip-on energy blades. That's pretty interesting. The Justice League member, I'm guessing that's referring to the New 52 line, because I've heard that Lex Luthor is actually a member of the Justice League in New 52. I've not read it that much yet, so I don't know. I do have the Power Armor figure sitting right behind me waiting to review it, but I just haven't got round to it and I haven't had a chance to actually catch up on my comics. I've just been so busy. And this is where I think it's a bit interesting. It then says we have the Green Lantern, a pre-New 52 Hal Jordan with Power Armor. Now, this one I think is a figure, probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. I am a big fan of the Green Lantern, and the fact that it looks like you can get clip-on armor for this guy just looks awesome. The thing I think is interesting is it says it's New 52, and if you look at his shoulders, you can see he does have that classic armor piece which the New 52 Green Lantern has. And the way the collar is, to me it is a very New 52. The classic Green Lantern doesn't have that. It's just a simple green and black and white costume. So I don't know if there are wires across there maybe, but I guess we'll have to wait and see when we get a final product. Maybe this New 52 version is a bit of a spoiler, or maybe they just worded it wrong. I'm not too sure. But only 3 figures to come out in Wave 2. So we've got 6 figures to come out in Wave 1, 3 figures in Wave 2, and then there's 4 figures, well, there's more than 4 figures, but I'll explain, to come out in Wave 3. So in Wave 3, it says February of 2016, so that's like this time next year. That seems so long away. You've got to wait for these. It says we get a Superman, and this says the pre-New 52 version with interchangeable hands and head. It says chain and robot helper Kallax. It says chain and robot, but the picture unfortunately just shows Superman and the robot. It doesn't really show anything else. But again, what I was saying back to that sculpt, everything looks really natural. The knees, the arms, the costume, the way it's rippled, just everything looks really, really good. It's like a very iconic, classic Y-front Superman, you know? I'm really stoked to get this. I cannot wait to get this. This is one that I am actually looking forward to. Although I do like Superman, he's not my favourite DC superhero. My favourite DC superhero is Martian Manhunter. And yeah, that's not actually been shown as available yet, which is a shame. The next figure we're going to be getting is the Aquaman, and he just very simply comes with the trident, which looks very, very nice. Not really nothing we haven't seen already, but the figure itself does look pretty sweet. Again, like you're saying, that build looks really nice, very natural, very streamlined, and it does look like it fits really well. Like I said, these are classic versions of the figures, most of these, so it's pretty cool to get one. Now, I'm hoping he's going to come with additional hands, because it looks like you can only hold his trident in the one hand from this picture. We'll have to wait and see to find out more news from that later. Now, there's two more figures that I haven't mentioned. One is Harley Quinn. It says here we're going to get Harley Quinn, an original version with hammer, rubber chicken, pop gun and pie. But there's no picture of that, so unfortunately I can't really tell you anything more than just that description, which is a bit of a shame. And finally, the last figure we're looking to get, I say figure and I use the term loosely, is because it's actually called the Atom set, featuring female version Atomica from the Crime Syndicate of America, a mid-sized figure of Ryan Choi, and then a small figure of Ray Palmer. Now, what I think is really cool about this set is the Ryan Choi figure looks to be smaller than her leg, but it looks to have pretty much the same articulation as all the other guys. It looks like maybe there's no mid-torso articulation, but it looks like it's still got bicep swivels, bicep rotations, double elbows, double knees, maybe not ankle articulation either. It does also unfortunately look like that the actual Ray Palmer figure doesn't come with any articulation whatsoever. But it's still, how cool is it to have these three figures as one? This would blow me away. I'd happy pay like the standard DC Collectibles price tag for these. I get a feeling these ones might be a bit more expensive because you're going to get the 3 in 1. But anyway guys, I mean, that's these new DC Collectibles classic DC icon range that will be coming out over the next year. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really super stoked about these. In my Facebook group, people have been going nuts about them, and they do look really, really good. I really hope that DC Collectibles just step up with these ones and don't cheap out when it comes to the materials like they have unfortunately done with so many others. Anyway, just wanted to bring this to your attention. Like I said, I don't generally do this kind of thing, but these things, they do just look so phenomenal. I just couldn't think of a better way to tell you guys than this. So let me know what you think in the comments below about this. I'd love to hear your ideas, and if you can find a picture of that Harley Quinn, please let me know. Either drop me in the comments, send a message to my Facebook, let me know, and I'll try to amend this video to add it into there at the end or something. We shall see. But as I said, I would really love to hear back about all your feedback and what you guys think of these figures. If you're excited, if you're going to get them, or if you think they just look rubbish and you think, oh no, they're blur. I don't want them. No, they're horrible. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But anyway guys, as per usual, thanks a lot for watching. Keep collecting. I'm going to catch you in my next one. Bye bye.